Hey there viewers, it's Charlie. I'm back again with another Transformers review. And today's review is going to be on Studio Series Gamer Edition Sideswipe. Now, I'm quite interested in this figure because, well, of course, this isn't the only toy of this version of Sideswipe. We got one back in, 2013, 2012? In the full Cybertron toy line, and let's just say that figure wasn't really what this guy is meant to look like. That guy was a jazz retool, which yeah, not accurate. But now that Sideswipe is in Studio Series, which of course that's meant to be about accuracy, well, let's just look at the actual figure. And, of course, we need to start off with the box. So, of course, we've got the standard Studio Series packaging with the Gamer Edition version of the logo and the silver. So, of course, Transformers War for Cybertron. Of course, there's no window. We've got a picture of Sideswipe right there, and that's how he's meant to look. It's number 7. Gamer Edition Sideswipe. This side we got a picture of his head. This side just got a picture of Sideswipe again. The D-pad that the Gamer Edition figures have. The back got him in both modes. Video game inspired. Save Zeta Prime, and of course it describes how he saves him, and of course he included a backdrop, which we're going to look at now. Of course, fake backdrop, but for the actual backdrop, well, it's just another bit of Cybertron, but judging from the box description, I'm going to assume that this is K-On! Prison. So, yeah. And we can just put Sideswipe here in either mode. So if you want to do that, then there you go. But, of course, the backdrops are more for a robot mode, so we'll come back to that at the end of the video. And let's start by looking at the vehicle mode, which, of course, it's not a Countach because, well, we're on Cybertron, we're not on Earth, so this is just a really futuristic vehicle. And I love how this looks. Even with the original toy, like, that got the vehicle mode right as well. Like, if we just look at the two together, you can see that the original toy got the vehicle mode really nicely as well. It's the robot mode that the original toy fails at. So, and the vehicle mode on the new version, this also looks really nice. So we've got the front here with the, I guess, silver stripe on the top. One thing I quite like is the hinge here sort of blends in with the stripe, which I think is a really nice touch. So, it's actually pretty clever. But we've got an Auto insignia right there at the front. And we've got one at the back, which is just meant to be hidden away because it's meant to be the robot mode chest. We've got a spoiler right there, or I guess. It's actually no front window because, well, of course, there's going to be no humans driving this, so why would he need one? But he's still got side windows, so okay. The wheels look really good and quite accurate as well. Like, you've got the red trim right there. And the back wheels are actually pinned in. So yeah. The underneath where, I mean, not really that much robot crap seen underneath. It's just the feet. And I'm pretty sure these are meant to be tabbed in as well. Something that I forgot. But still, he still rolls pretty well without them. We can just get all 4 wheels on the ground. He rolls quite well. Like you can see, this guy rolls really well. So, yeah. So far, I am really liking this vehicle mode. Now, what about the accessory? Now, he comes with this gun, which, thankfully, compared to the gun of the original figure, which, here it is. This one is much, much smaller. And just looking at it, we've got this magazine at the side here. Got the barrel right there. And of course, we can just plug this right on top so he's armed. And again, that looks really good. And something I forgot to show, a cliff jumper. Can this take blast effect? Yes, it can. So there you go. So we can just fire at Decepticons. All, I think it's 2 of them right now. No, 3, because it's Megatron, Starscream, and Barricade. But we do have the army building soldier guy coming out soon. So there's that. So overall, I really like this vehicle mode. This is probably one of my favorite vehicle modes in the game, in the gamer subline. Probably, in fact, this is probably, yeah, I think this is my favorite actually. I just love how this looks. So, quickly, just before we move on to the transformation, here he is with another Sideswipe. Well, here he is with another line continuity Sideswipe. Here he is with RAD Sideswipe, and these are not the same character. Yeah, apparently RAD Sideswipe and War for Cybertron Sideswipe are not the same character. Yeah, and this is meant to be the aligned continuity. And why not? Here's another Sideswipe. And maybe this guy just had 2 pro forms and named him after himself. I don't know. Okay, that shit joke aside, let's move on to the transformation. So, the transformation on this is honestly not what I was expecting. And this is why this guy, like, this guy's transformation is definitely way better than the original figures. That and the robot modes, which we'll see soon, but, well, to get this guy transformed, I'm just going to take the front of the car, untap that, and just move it up like so. Take the spoiler, untap that, and move it up. And also just rotate the spoiler 180 degrees. So now we have this going on. Try and untap these, I guess, side bits. And on my copy, these are rather tight. Like, these often do not want to untab. And of course, on camera, they do so with no problem. But, yeah, on this side you can see it tabs in really securely. There we go. So just try and get these untabbed from the arm bits here. Open these flaps up. Just get the feet untabbed from the underneath here. Spin around the legs. Spin around these little sections here, which I did on this leg by accident, but there we go. Close up these doors again. Take these side bits and just rotate them up. Then just move the feet down. So now we have this cursed girl walk mode. So there you go. But we just take the waist and rotate that around. So have it so the wheel is facing upwards. So we got the port right here. Take this and just tab this into the wheel, like so. Do so on this side as well. So have it so the wheel's ports here are facing upwards, and just tab this into one of the wheel ports. If it hasn't done so already, and tab these grey sections, and then just move the arms down, then just get the chest out of the way. Get the head out, and then just plug that in, like so. With these grey sections, just move them down, and these will plug into these side bits here. And I'm doing it at arm's length, so he's constantly trying to do the splits on me. There we go. So have it so these grey sections are going into the neck, like so. Then just take the chest, plug all that in, like so. Take what was the front section of the car, cording that up so it's now the backpack. Just take the hands, get the hands out, rotate the forearm. Just do the same on this arm. And then with the spoiler, just orientate that how you want. And here we have Sideswipe in robot mode. And, well, that's quite a fiddly transformation, but it's still manageable, like, yeah, like, one of the ball joints is kind of loose on my copy. But looking at the robot mode, I mean, come on. If I compared this with the original figure, there is no comparison. Like, this guy is clearly the better looking robot mode. It's actually accurate. Whereas with the original figure, like, that has no excuse. That's just a retool of Jazz. Like, I know I'm being harsh on that figure. I've never even had it, but still, this guy just looks more accurate. Because if we just get the box art out, because that has how he looks in the game on the box, that's actually how he looks in game. So, yeah. So, just having a quick 360. You can see that he's just got the front of the car just right on his back. And on the original figure, that was his chest. The tires are on his shoulders instead of his forearms. And just, of course, the actual chest is pretty much just the back of the car, but still, I think that this figure just looks amazing. And if we look at the head, I mean, come on, that is just Sideswipe's head. Like, even, like, not just War for Cybertron Sideswipe, that's based on G1 Sideswipe's head. Compare that with War for Cybertron Sideswipe, when that's like, hang on, if I can just get the one-step figure transforms. I mean, come on, that's just... So, for this guy's weaponry, well, of course, we have the gun. And with every Studio Series Gamer Edition figure from Starscream onwards, they can now actually hold the gun. So if you don't feel like popping off the arm, you can just have them hold the gun. It's not game accurate, but you can do that. But of course, if we just fold this up, we can just pull this off. Although on Sideswipe, it's really tricky to do. It's really tight. You can just pull we can just pull the arm off, get the gun, and just attach it on. And now he's got a gun for an arm, just like in the games. And well, the instructions don't really say where to put this. You can actually just go ahead and plug this onto the back. Although, just be careful because, and again, it doesn't show on camera, but it's really easy to knock that off. But still, you do have some storage for the arm if you have the gun displayed. So, that's really nice. And again, you can mix them up. Well, you can mix and match with other characters, but of course, this is meant to be the gun that goes with Sideswipe. And of course, we can choose any blast effect that we want. So we can just plug one in. And we're going to have them shooting at some Decepticons. And we got some ports in the feet. Even though this is no a figure from the War for Cybertron trilogy. Instead, he's from War for Cybertron the game. But he still has ports in the feet for whatever reason. So you want to plug in some weaponizers there, make them taller. Or just plug in some blast effects to the feet, and there you go. So, yeah. Now, putting him with the Sideswipe from Robots in Disguise. Of course, I don't have the Warrior class, but I do have the one steps. And honestly, they should have named this guy something else. Like, they should name them Fastlane like what they were going to, because honestly, this is a much better Sideswipe for the line continuity. Because, yeah. Now, one notable thing, this is actually a separate piece. It comes separate out of the box, so if you're wanting this guy in like 5 to 10 years time, just be careful that this piece is not lost. And trying to get it back on. Yep, there we go. So yeah, that piece might get lost if you're not careful. But let's be honest, you're not going to take it off once you attach it back on. But I can still see that bit's not being there, like listings of this guy in like 5 to 10 years. Kids might use it as a weapon or something when they're playing with this guy. I don't know. But well, for this guy's articulation, well, head can look side to side. Pretty sure it can look up and down. Yeah. The arms can move. T-pose. It's got an elbow joint. Bicep rotation. Hands can go in. And if you just have the gun arm, then he can point it forward. Waist rotation, although you have to get this out of the way, but still, waist rotation. You can kick forward, can kick back about that far. It's got knees about to there, unless you open the door and then it can go further. Split up to there, swivel there, and the foot can so if you want a kneeling, you can accommodate for that with the foot. Unfortunately, there's no ankle pivot, which I think sucks. Like, this guy doesn't have it, Barricade doesn't have it. Like, seriously, that is just probably one of, if not my biggest complaints with this guy. And well, that's pretty much all I have to say about this guy. So if we just see how he looks with the backdrop. And honestly, he looks really good with it. But well, for complaints, well, obviously the lack of ankle pivots. So that's quite a big one. I also think that this guy's arm joint is really, really tight. Like you saw, trying to get the arm joint off was really tight. I think it's just due to like paint rub or something, but still. Another complaint I have, just the transformation in general, like, don't get me wrong, I love the transformation, but there's some bits that can just be really annoying, like trying to untap the sides for a robot mode, and even like the wheels here, because, well, of course, like you have to try and get these tabbed in, but seeing how the wheels move freely can be a bit tricky too. And when I first transformed this guy, I didn't realize that you had to move this over to the back to finish off the car mode. So I was just like being really confused. Because remember, instructions for Transformers nowadays are a bit crappy. So yeah. But honestly, I would take this guy over the original for Cybertron Sideswipe any day. And I think the designers would as well, because I think they even said, unfortunately, when they were talking about the original being a Jazz retool. Speaking of which, I do hope that they make a Gamer Edition Jazz one day. So, do I recommend this figure? Honestly, I do. Just because I think that this guy looks really good. Is he my favorite one? Honestly, no. I think that'll probably be Optimus, or maybe even Megatron. But still, I think this is probably actually a second favorite. Oop, that was my fault. So yeah, I think Prime's my favorite. This guy's a second favorite. So, yeah. If you're collecting the Gamer Edition figures just like I am, then yeah, I recommend this. I mean, I definitely recommend this over the original figure, that's for sure. But yeah, just be worried that this guy doesn't really have ankle pivots, and the arm's a bit of a pain to get off if you're trying to do the arm gimmick. So yeah. So this has been my review on Gamer Edition Sideswipe, and this is Charlie Young signing off.